and December. Oh, okay, I will start again. Good evening, and happy New Year. Yeah, good evening. Today we are here to review the work of our international teams and to reflect on the activities carried out in November and December. These activities shared a common theme of travel. So this is a journey through time, as you can read, with a focus on life skills, in particular self-awareness and empathy. The activities were divided among 4 international teams. Team 1 focused on literature, Team 2 worked on theater, Team 3 focused on cinema, and Team 4 worked on art. So now let's start with the first team's work. Team 1, as I was saying before, focused on literature, specifically A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And students presented the plot, summary, characters, themes, symbols, author, and the setting. So they worked on a shared Google presentation. Sophia and Beryl will present it.
Adele, Emine and Daniela are in the way.
Oh, yes. I'm admitting everyone. I can see them because I was talking. Yeah. They entered. I'm clicking. Yeah. Okay. They are entering. Good.
What the fuck is going on?
Okay, you have your microphone.
Yes, microphone.
Yeah, it's open, maybe.
Turn off your microphone.
Yes, we are recording, I don't know.
Yes, we don't hear anything.
So, okay, never mind.
Okay.
So, so Sophia, are you there? Sophia and Beryl? I have to admit other people. Okay. They are entering. Yeah. Okay. So, team 1. Can Sophia, are you there? Beryl?
Yes.
Okay, good. Aisha, tell me if I can open the presentation. We will start.
Is Sophia here?
Daria is entering. Yeah. She's here. Yeah.
Okay, now we can start
okay.
the presentation.
So I will open team 1. Literature, Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol. Let me. Okay. No, wait, I have to start from the beginning. Yeah. Okay, Sophia, tell me when are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, okay, go.
Hi, I'm Sophia and I am in the team 1, and for the activity of November-December we worked with Charles Dickens and his novel, A Christmas Carol. So now let's see something about Charles Dickens' life and his novels. Charles Dickens was an English novelist, journalist, social critic, and short story writer. He was born in 1812 on the 7th of February. Dickens left the school at the age of 12 to work because his father was incarcerated in a debtor's prison. In 1833, he became a parliamentary journalist for the Morning Chronicle, and in April on 1836, he married Catherine Hogarth. In 1843, the novel A Christmas Carol became very popular, especially because it was the first Christmas book. Now let's see the plot that me and my friends Gabriela, Giada, Ilaria, and Elisa made. A Christmas Carol is the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, a very rich man but also cold. He lives alone and never smiles, and he only thinks about his money. He treats everyone badly, also his nephew Fred, who invited him on Christmas Day, and his clerk Bob Cratchit. For him, Christmas is not a celebration, but is a waste of time. One evening, while Scrooge was alone, the ghost of his old business partner, Jacob Marley, appears to him, with his chains and locks. Initially, Scrooge was scared, and Marley warns him that if he doesn't change soon, he will share the same fate. Before disappearing, he tells Scrooge that he will be visited by three spirits: the ghost of the Christmas past, the future, and the ghost of the Christmas yet to come. After this, the ghost of the Christmas past appears to him and leads Ebenezer through his past experience, making him relive moments from his childhood and youth. The spirits show him how his loved one cared for him even when he was alone. It also leads him to another scene, the death of an old business partner who was robbed and forgotten. Scrooge experienced a range of emotions: confusion, sadness, melancholy, and also annoyance. The ghost of the Christmas present is the second that appears to Scrooge. He is a cheerful and generous giant who shows Scrooge how ordinary people celebrate Christmas with joy and love, even if they are poor. During his journey, he saw the Cratchit family, poor but happy, especially Tiny Tim, a sickly child. With this vision, he understood the true meaning of Christmas, and that leads him to reflect on the need to live with humanity and compassion. When the last ghost appears him, Scrooge saw a dark figure and a lonely future. He was dead, and no one cries for him, and people were happy and indifferent. And then he saw his own grave with his name on. After that, he wakes up on Christmas Day completely transformed. He was full of joy and kindness, and he donates money for poor. He helps Bob Cratchit's family, and he becoming a lovely uncle for Tiny Tim. And then he visited his nephew Fred. The story shows that it's never too late to change. Thank you. I pass the word to Beryl.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Hi,
very
I'm
much,
here,
Sophia.
and I will talk about Christmas Carol summary part. So I'm starting.
Yeah?
Step one. First, Ebenezer Scrooge is a miserly, withdrawn, and rather grumpy businessman. Scrooge hates Christmas celebrations and the spirit of Christmas. 7 years ago, he lost his co-worker Jack Marley, and on the anniversary of his death, he threw himself into his work just as he normally would. He rejected his nephew's invitation to Christmas dinner, shouted at people asking for help to the poor, and refused his co-worker Bob Cratchit's request to light a fire. After spending the day in this manner, he returned home alone that evening. He saw the face of his former co-worker Marley on the doorknob. At first, he thought it was a dream, but then Marley's ghost appeared in his room. Marley told him that because of his selfishness and cruelty in life, he was forced to wander with heavy chains after death. He warned Scrooge that the three spirits would visit him to prevent the same fate: the spirit of Christmas past, the spirit of Christmas present, and the spirit of Christmas future. Scrooge was terrified by what he heard and by the suffering ghosts he saw wandering outside. He went to bed in fear and fell asleep. Scrooge fell asleep, feeling uneasy, and when he woke, his room was glowing with a soft light. As the clock struck one, a quiet voice called his name. Scrooge turned and saw the ghost of Christmas past, a strange figure whose appearance shifted between young and old. The spirit explained it had come to show him important moments from his early life. So the room faded, and Scrooge found himself outside his old school on a cold Christmas day. Through the window, he saw his younger self sitting alone while the other children went home. The memory stirred feelings he had ignored for years. The spirit then took him to a happier moment. They appeared at Mr. Fielding's warehouse during a lively Christmas party. Scrooge watched his younger self laughing and dancing with everyone. Fielding's kindness reminded him how powerful simple generosity can be, and for the first time he felt true regret. Their last stop was the most painful. Scrooge saw his former fiancée, Bella, ending their engagement because he cared more about money than love. The spirit then showed her years later, happy with her own family, making Scrooge realize what his choices had cost him. Overwhelmed with guilt, he begged the spirit to take him back. The memories reopened old wounds, but also awakened a small desire for change. Scrooge woke up suddenly and realized it was exactly 1 o'clock, the time for the second spirit to appear. He waited nervously, surrounded by a strange bright light, but no ghost arrived immediately. Finally, he decided to investigate the light coming from the next room. When he entered, he found that his room had transformed magically into a festive and luxurious Christmas setting filled with food, greenery, and decorations. Sitting on a throne of food was the ghost of Christmas present, a cheerful guy wearing a green robe and a holly wreath. The spirit introduced himself and invited Scrooge to follow him. When Scrooge touched the spirit's robe, everything disappeared, and they suddenly stood outside in the lively city streets on Christmas morning. Although the weather was cold and the town looked gloomy, everyone was cheerful, busy preparing food and enjoying the holiday spirit. The ghost showed Scrooge the humble home of Bob Crackit, his underpaid clerk. Despite poverty, the Crackit family was full of warmth, love, and excitement, especially when preparing their Christmas goose dinner. Scrooge met Tiny Tim, Bob's sick and disabled son, who was kind-hearted and hopeful. Bob explained that Tiny Tim wanted people to remember the true meaning of Christmas. Scrooge was deeply moved by the family's happiness despite their struggles, and he began to change, feeling sympathy and concern for Tiny Tim. In the fourth step, the ghost of Christmas yet to come appeared. It didn't speak, but Scrooge immediately felt afraid of it. First, the spirit showed him several people who are talking about a man who has recently died, but neither did they talk about him with respect nor with sadness. Then Scrooge saw thieves selling the dead man's belongings, which made him realize no one really cares about this person at all. After that, the spirit took him to the cricket home, where Scrooge noticed that Tiny Tim has died, which left his family devastated. Finally, it took Scrooge to a graveyard where he saw his own name on the tombstone, which left him horrified. He understood that he unloved that man whom no one really cared about was actually him. Terrified, Scrooge begged the spirit to give him a chance to change. He promised to be better and nicer to everyone if he can escape his future. So, in the final capture of A Christmas Carol, Scrooge awoke in his own bedroom and realized with overwhelming relief that his dreadful future shown by the ghost of Christmas yet to come and had not happened yet. This discovery filled him with gratitude and a renewed sense of purpose. Determined to transform his life, he resolved to embrace the lessons he had learned from all three spirits. Unlike his former cold-hearted self, Scrooge became energetic, joyful, and deeply appreciative of the opportunity to change. When he learned that it was Christmas Day, Scrooge immediately acted on his new intentions. He anonymously sent a large turkey to the Crackit family, demonstrating generosity toward people he had previously ignored. He then visited his nephew Fred, whose invitations he had repeatedly rejected. For the first time, Scrooge accepted the offer with humility and found genuine happiness in being welcomed by others. This marked a significant shift from isolation to connection. The following days, Scrooge continued to prove that his transformation was sincere. Instead of scolding Bob Crackit for arriving late, he surprised him with kindness, promised to raise his salary, and committed to supporting Bob's family, especially Tiny Tim, whose future had been so uncertain. Over time, Scrooge became known as a generous man, a loyal friend, and a compassionate member of the community. Most importantly, Tiny Tim survived and thrived with Scrooge's help, and the voice of famous words, "God bless us, everyone," symbolized the emotional heart of the story. Ultimately, the final chapter emphasizes a personal growth, redemption, and the transformative power of empathy. Scrooge's complete change in character illustrated Dickens' message that it was never too late to choose kindness and make a positive impact on the lives of others. So I will talk about character
Sorry,
analysis.
there are some students in the waiting room, Ayşe hocam.
Okay. Adel, are you there?
Uh,
Adel is the host
yes.
here.
Yes, sure. No, but no one No one is in the waiting room now. Okay. Anyone else want to go on with the presentation? I don't know, Beryl or Sophia again, or I don't know.
Sophia, maybe Sophia can go on, and
Oh,
then
Sophia.
Beryl will
Okay.
end.
Yeah. Okay. Sophia, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. You can
All
make a summary of the picture. Okay. Yeah. The characters now. Yeah. Go.
the weak Sir-Eyed wears dark clothes, stringly either selfish, insensitive, sarcastic, ill-tempered, and a bad person who loves solitude. Scrooge is the main character in A Christmas Carol. At the start, he is mean and greedy. He only cares about money and does not like Christmas. He is unkind to other people, especially the poor. During the story, three ghosts visit Scrooge. They show him his life and help him understand his mistakes. Scrooge feels sorry and wants to change. At the end, Scrooge becomes kind and generous. He helps others and enjoy Christmas. The story shows that people can change and be better. A heavy ghost bound in chains with a pale, transparent face, with bills on chains, safes, ledgers, and money boxes. A heavy and crawling image, cruel, selfish, singy, clinical, and ill-tempered in life. He feels great regret after death. A figure who appears both old and young, a figure whose head emits light constantly changing. He holds a snuffer that conceals the light, tall, thin, and muscular, long white hair. He is wearing a white garment. His clothing is adorned with summer flower. Scrooge nephew Fred. He is a handsome boy. His eyes are sparkling. He is a good speaker. He loves his uncle. Also, he is young, funny, ruddy, warm-blooded, patient, merciful. He is poor and married. This figure represents the spirit of Christmas. Ghost of Christmas Present. He had long, dark brown curls, and there were glasses on his hand. He looked like a giant. He had a genial face and sparkling eyes. He was very young. He was gracefully, generous, funny. Scrooge's sister Fan. She died while giving birth to her child. She is delicate. Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. He is frightening, mysterious, and serious. He wears a black robe. He is tall and huge. Bob Cratchit. Scrooge's loyal clerk is very poorly treated by his boss and his large family live in a cold poverty. The eldest children work hard, and Bob is always looking to find them better situation. His youngest son, Tiny Tim, is the light of Bob's life, but is very ill and needs medical attention that Bob can afford. Bob is a prime example of the virtue of Christmas and provides the antidote to Scrooge. He is also a symbol of forgiveness. He chose to Scrooge despite his horrible work condition, and in the face of Scrooge's eventual remorse, is open and accepting rather than bitter.
Okay. Now, okay, conflicts between the characters.
The main point of the story is not just the magic of Christmas, but the deep psychological analysis of how human interaction, memory, and viewing the consequence of action can radically change a person. Ebenezer Scrooge was greedy, cold, selfish, and without compassion. He hates Christmas and all he cares about money. Jacob Marley, Scrooge's former business partner, dead for 7 years, he appears as a chained ghost to warn Scrooge to change his life. Ghost of Christmas Past, a spirit who shows Scrooge the Christmases of his young. Spirit of Christmas Present, joyful and generous spirit, shows the party in homes of ordinary people. Spirit of the Future Christmas, scary, doesn't speak. It shows Scrooge death and indifference of the people. Bob Cratchit, the poor employee of Scrooge, kind and devoted to his family. Tiny Tim, Bob Cratchit's sick son. Fred, nephew of Scrooge, always cheerful and generous. Ebenezer Scrooge, after meeting the three spirits, he transforms into a generous, affectionate person full of Christmas spirits. He helps the poor, takes care of Tiny Tim, and becomes a loved man. Jacob Marley.
Okay. Sophia, we can go maybe to Bob Cratchit. What do you think?
Okay. He benefits from Scrooge's change as Scrooge treats him with respect and needs and helps his family. Tiny Tim, by changing Scrooge, helps him life, providing him with care and happiness. Fred, nephew of Scrooge.
Oh, your presentations are really, really
Detailed.
incredible. You made, yeah, a really good work. Yes, but we have not finished it.
Yes.
Okay, so Beryl, it's your turn now. I don't know if you want to. I don't know. Aisha, tell me.
Sophia
Yes, because this is the
mentioned about
biography.
his life.
Yes, yes, yes. So
So,
maybe we can go here.
Mhm.
Fun facts about Charles Dickens. What do you think?
Okay. What is the next part?
Fun facts about Charles
Okay,
Dickens.
Beryl,
Yeah,
can
if she wants. Yeah.
you present it for us?
Yeah,
Beryl,
okay.
are you there? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
From
well.
1837 to his death in 1870, he was one of the most famous people on the planet. His books were read around the world, and he was possibly the first global celebrity in the modern sense of the word. He wrote A Christmas Carol in just 6 weeks. His
Yeah.
pet made a surprise appearance in his novels. The Dickens family loved their pets and would go on to have a number of animals in their care. Dickens had a horse called Duck and Saint
San
Bernard
Bernard.
dog called
Mhm.
yeah, Saint Bernard dog called Lisa, but most famously a pet raven called Grip. Dickens seems to have loved his raven. Following Gripstead, he actually purchased another pet raven called Grip too. So in 1840, when writing Barnaby Rudge, he decided to write his beloved bird into the novel, a dramatic work of historical fiction set within the Gordon Riots of 1760, 1780. Barnaby Rudge is a simple character who gets swept up in the great events of the tale. He has with him a pet raven called You Got It, Grip. He founded his own charity. Dickens was a well-known philanthropist who committed himself
Philanthropy.
to a number of good causes, particularly focusing on issues of child poverty and education. In 1847, he founded his own charity in collaboration with Angela Burdett Coates called Urania Cottage. He didn't grow a beard until he was in his 40s. As soon as you think of Charles Dickens, you probably imagine a black and white image of an older man with a great bushy beard. Indeed, people who have not read Dickens novels often think of him as a dull or very serious Victorian writer. This could not be further from the truth. As well as breathing huge amounts of hilarity into all of his novels, Dickens was a vivacious and a gregarious person. He loved bright colors and gaudy patterns. He dressed quite flamboyantly and was a bit of a dandy. His cellar was always well stocked with wines and spirits, while Charles and Catherine loved to throw dinners and parties for their friends and family. Portraits of Dickens in his 20s and 30s show a young man who is clean-shaven, with long locks of hair and an ambitious twinkle in his eyes, quite the catch. He wrote his first novel when he was only 24.
Yeah, good. Interesting. Now the setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
The setting of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol is primarily Victorian London during the early 19th century, specifically around the 1840s. The story unfolds during the Christmas season, capturing the atmosphere of the holiday with its cold winter weather, festive decorations, and social contrasts.
Okay,
Play as
you can go on, Beril. What about the next part? We have only 10 minutes.
Yes, yes, we have only 10 minutes left. Yes.
And we have four more groups.
Yeah, other three groups. Yeah. So the second team worked on theater.
Okay, Gülen and Nazlı, they will
Yes, Gülen
share
and Nazlı.
the
Yeah, I do. Gülen.
presentation of team 2.
Yeah. Are
Here,
you there?
Gülen, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, okay.
Nisa, are you there?
I'm here,
Nazlı.
Nazlı.
Okay.
Okay, just
Let me
summarize the presentation for us.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have
Well,
much,
it's a theater passage. Wow.
Mhm.
so we can pass it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, upon a Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew.
Bah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure.
Everyone who says Merry Christmas should be boiled with his own pudding.
Uncle,
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
keep it, but you don't keep it.
Therefore, Uncle, though it was never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good and will do me good.
Okay, so uh-huh.
Good afternoon.
I will keep my Christmas humor to the last. So a Merry Christmas, Uncle, and a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
So a
His
live
nephew,
show. Yeah, go. Good, very nice.
Talented
his,
student.
Yeah. Go on.
okay. His nephew left the room without an angry word, but after he went out, two people entered.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, we should make some slight provision for the poor and the destitute. A few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink, and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough.
You wish to be anonymous?
He took his melancholy. It's not. I can see it actually. The knocker on the door of his house was very large, and yet Scrooge, having his key in the lock of the door, saw in the knocker Marley's face,
Pooh-pooh.
and closed the door. The sound resounded through the house like thunder. Scrooge was not a man to be frightened by echoes. He fastened the door and walked across the hall and up the stairs. He closed his door and locked himself in, double-locked himself in, which was not his custom. He put on his dressing gown and slippers and his nightcap, and sat down before the very low fire to take his gruel. As he threw his head back in the chair, his glance happened upon a bell that hung in the room. It was with a strange dread that, all as he looked, he saw the bell begin to swing, and so did every bell in the house. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, very loudly. This was succeeded by a clanking noise, clank, as if some person clank were dragging a heavy chain. Then he heard the noise much louder, coming straight towards his door. Tuck, tuck, it came on through the heavy door. Clank, and a spectre passed into the room before his eyes.
Who are you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
The ghost sat down on the opposite side of the fireplace.
You don't believe in me?
I don't, but you may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustardy, or a crumb of cheese. There's more gravy than grave about you, whatever you are.
Oh,
Mercy, why do you trouble me?
Is it required of every man that the spirit within him should walk among his fellow men? And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after that. I cannot rest. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house.
Scrooge was very much dismayed and began to quake exceedingly.
I am here to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. You will be haunted by trees.
Scrooge tried to speak, but stopped at the first syllable, and being tired from the emotion he felt.
All
Straight
to
to
remain
bed without undressing and fell asleep on the instant.
Okay, so now we want you to sing. Noah, very nice, very good. You have you have a future as actress. Yeah, really. Very nice, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Act 2, this is another part. Act 2, I don't know, here, if you want to go on.
Would you
What
like
do
to
you
go on
suggest?
acting?
Not a bad idea, Act 4, but they are all beautiful, interesting, and well done. Believe me, we are very lucky to have you, dear
Yes.
students. Yes, you are perfect. Perfect. So look how beautiful is this presentation. Yeah, incredible. Yeah, a Christmas Carol settings. Okay, time we are already
Gülen,
before. Yes, you
would you
want
like to share them?
Yeah.
A Christmas Carol settings. Time is in Victorian London, 19th century, and mostly Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. The places are Scrooge's office, it's cold and dark, Scrooge's house, Cratchit family home, Fezziwig's warehouse, various locations shown by the three spreads.
Yeah. Character analysis is here.
And we have done the character analysis. The first ghost is the Christmas of the past. It represents his childhood and his pure childlike personality, and he helps Scrooge to remember his mistakes and his lost happiness because of this. In conclusion, the ghost of Christmas past represents memory, truth, and learning from the past. Scrooge, he was a mean and selfish man at the beginning of the story. He didn't like Christmas and didn't want to help poor people. He only ever loved money. After he saw the three spirits and learned the important lessons, he understood that he had been wrong this whole time, and he became a kind, happy, generous man. The gentleman, he was a kind and polite man who asked for money to help poor people at Christmas. Even when Scrooge was rude to him, he stayed calm and respectful. He showed that helping others was important, and he helped the readers see how unkind Scrooge had been at the start of the story. Marley was the ghost of Scrooge's old partner, Jacob Marley, and he visited Scrooge to warn him about the three spirits and that Scrooge had to face them so that he could go forth in the afterlife. The boy, he was the character that Scrooge called out to on Christmas Day. Scrooge sent him off to buy a prize turkey that was hanging up in a shop in the next street. He was an intelligent and remarkable boy.
Yeah.
I think there is a mistake here. You can pass.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the theme, A Christmas Carol.
Nazlı, can you go on?
Okay. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens is a play that focuses on the themes of redemption, kindness, and the true spirit of Christmas. The story shows how people can change for the better, no matter how selfish or cold-hearted they have been in the past. The main character, Ebenezer Scrooge, is a greedy man and an unkind man who only cares about money. On Christmas Eve, he is visited by three ghosts who show him his past, present, and future. Through these visits, Scrooge realizes how his actions have
hurt others, and how lonely his future will be if he does not change. One of the most important themes of the play is redemption. Scrooge learns from his mistakes and becomes a generous,